We're back, and it's time for the final game for the first group here in North America. It's the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and we're going to be having it large with FURIA and Chaos. And the reason I say it's going to be a large game is because this group is looking pretty crazy, guys. We've got Vendetta replacing Pimp, so we're looking for some positivity rather than some toxicity. And Potter's staying with us for all the good moves all the way and the smiles. Oh, I'm so ready for this game. I'm ready to see FURIA just maybe pop up. I'm ready to see what Chaos and Steel have to offer. But guys, how much are you looking forward to this one?
I mean, on my end, obviously, I'm pretty excited to see if Chaos can keep giving us positive surprises, really. I guess, so much for the positivity. I'm kind of expecting them to falter, at any challenge. But no, they've proven me wrong so far and actually been competitive in all their matchups so far, and this is a great sign. I think this is going to be the toughest challenge yet, but it's also the biggest, must-win game of the group for their end, because they're in need of a victory in order to make sure they make it through to the next stage.
And I'm excited to see FURIA, man. I mean, you said it, Banks. They are looking like they are on fire. Henny, he did not miss a single AWP shot in that first series versus Liquid. He was just popping off, I believe, 80 plus kills over 3 maps. So if he continues his form that we saw the other day into today, then I don't know how much more positive Vendetta can be about Chaos.
We got to find some positivity somewhere, right? We got to find some of it. Now for FURIA, though, it is positive from start to finish. They don't care whether it was online or on LAN. That's what Vinny told us on his birthday. They're just looking to play their game, and their style does not change either. They are just on point in all of their games. Doesn't matter who they face, but they're such a hard team to deal with. And God, Art, you can see him there on the camera. He's just one sneaky dude.
He really is, and I think pretty much the few couple of teams that have managed to kind of get or come to terms with playing against FURIA are teams that are playing them often. And if you look to the head-to-head between these two teams, they haven't played each other yet, which is a little bit terrifying if you're Chaos, because you can do all the prep, all the analysis you want, into FURIA, thinking like, okay, they're going to run this setup, but you can never really account for art. Yeah. You can never really know what Vinny's going to do. You never really have a full idea of what's going to happen with this team, and that's what makes them so hard to play against, because you can't automatically just play passively, because that's going to steal away time off the clock and put you into a really tough position come into late rounds and so on. So I'm really curious to see how they're gonna crack this nut.
And do you know what I love about this FURIA lineup? At the beginning, right when we saw him, we were all talking about Quesarado non-stop. But now we're seeing, since Henny's coming to the team, it's not just him, it's everyone on the team. They've all seemed to be unlocked in many ways. And even if, for example, Quesarado has a bad time or Henny has a bad time, I'm not actually that worried for him.
Oh, absolutely. You can absolutely see it that this is a team unit. Sometimes it doesn't always look like that because, as you mentioned, Art, you can never account for the shenanigans that he's going to provide. But once again, it's this entire FURIA lineup. They've embraced that style. And because it makes it so difficult for their opponents to get a read, and even if they get a read, they don't know how to respond to that exact read that they have, because the shenanigans that's coming their way, it's hard to adjust and improvise on the fly against. And FURIA, they've absolutely honed in on that, and they're capitalizing on it every series.
Well, I want to hear from the FURIA camp, because there's no pressure for these guys in this game, but I'm sure they want to clean sweep the group.
Against the Chaos, I don't know what to expect, because they are having, they're struggling to have a good lineup because of the Valorant thing, the training players. So I think they'll be the full underdogs here on the matchup. I mean, we're just gonna start it as all the other opponents and play our best.
Oh, then he gets one pick. Oh no. Oh no. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Chaos. Swippy. No. Oh my god.
We are working at same will be on LAN, so our schedule didn't change at all. I think we're just having less teams to prep. But in the mental stage, I would say everybody just developing, and I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
FURIA. They're obviously going to be very happy with not only how they performed here, but across the board online so far. And going up against Chaos, like we said, the pressure's off for these guys. But I guess Chaos has that tactical element that could factor into it, but they have to be able to deal away with all the headshots, all the damage that will come their way from the FURIA side.
Yeah, no, FURIA's gone from being just this kind of gimmicky team that, shot onto the scene and basically surprising everyone to, showcasing that, okay, even if you actually manage to I guess, stem our aggression a little bit, we still have really, really solid individual players. And they're not relying on the Krieg. Obviously, that was something that people kind of jumped on really early. Everybody was on, well, this team is probably going to fade as soon as the SG gets nerfed and everything, but they're still here, and they might actually be better than before. So that's a pretty scary notion, and I think a lot of it comes down to what you've said as well, the fact that it's not just Kisarado on his own doing crazy things, but you're getting contributions from everyone, which is great to see. So there's development going on as well in this FURIA camp.
And there's also a lot of development for the Chaos side of things, just in a bit of a different way, right? They're a step behind, having to change players, having to kind of put themselves in a situation where they don't even know what's going on. We had that very emotional interview with Steel, and rightly so, because he's having to put so much work in, so much time, and then players leave, he's rebuilding, he doesn't even have time to put in with the players that he wants to, but he has found some incredible players with Zeppa and Jonji as an example, who did impress us in pretty much every game so far.
Yeah, they have impressed us, and it's not even just about the fundamentals, it's their willingness to get out there and headshot, and generally young, very eager players, they're going to get slapped around by these experienced, more deadly players, but Zeppa, he's been holding his own, and then some, and Jonji as well. These two have absolutely stepped up. But I gotta take a moment to give a shout out to Vanity. I've been listening in on these Chaos comms with their content and everything. It seems like he has a really pretty loud voice within that squad, especially in those mid games. He was an in-game leader for E United in the past. I mean, it just seems like Steel, although we keep talking about the scraps that he's working with, there's something coming together here with this Chaos side. There's something promising coming together.
Now, when we're looking at what they want to do, right, we said about it, them going up against MIBR. They went for some maps that are a bit more head-on, taking the fight to them. Do you reckon we'll see a bit of a change-up in that when they come up against the likes of FURIA, who certainly are a team you want to be frightened of in that sense?
I don't think they can go into this match of playing scared. That's for sure. And I actually think, we see it on the stats board right there that their most played map is Overpass. That can be actually pretty beneficial versus a team like FURIA, because they don't actually really play that map a whole lot. Their permaban is Dust 2 in most cases, so that leaves an opening for Chaos to potentially do something there. That can give them a bit of an edge, at least get them a somewhat easier start into a series that's already going to be a bit of an uphill struggle. So they definitely have stuff planned, and they definitely are not going to come into this, kind of preemptively accepting defeat, I think.
And this is a crunch game for Chaos, so let's see what they had to say going into their match against FURIA.
Going into the game against FURIA, I think everybody has to be on point individually, and we have to be on point as a team. Art is really good at exploiting teams and finding the weaknesses, and that's why FURIA is so good at beating these teams that they should beat. If you put them up against pretty much any tier 2 North American team, they will win it 99% of the time just because of Art.
Chaos trying to push out onto this B site. They've done a good job of getting past the windows, and then they wrap back round, but Elise, he comes out now. Another from Steel.
We understand that we're a clear underdog, but we can upset any team in North America, especially with everything being online. We know we have the talent to do it. It's just a matter of just minimize our mistakes.
Blows voltage away. And Steel, he's looking for the ace in the 1v2 clutch. He's gunned down Twist. He knows that Stewie's close. He has the smoke still to play around here, so he can make it all in question. Oh, Steel! Rock solid.
Even if we're able to not have any gaps in our play and play perfect Counter-Strike, it's still going to be a really difficult game just because of how good their aim is and how good their mechanics are. So given that, I think we really have to be on our A game. At the same time, it is online Counter-Strike, so anything can happen.
Oh, it is online Counter-Strike and anything can happen. And I think the great part is that they are well aware of what FURIA has to offer. But like what Steel was saying, right? Getting into the bomb sites, getting themselves into a good position isn't the hard part. It's what happens in the smaller details, right? When you're kind of trying to see what's going to be happening, how you react, how you play off of things. That's the bit they struggled with most when they were playing against the likes of Liquid and MIBR. But now they've been in a position where this is the must-win game for these guys if they want to see playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about that synergy, right? And in those tense moments, just a few words, you don't know how exactly your brand new teammate in Zeppa or Janji. I mean, they've only had 1 or 2 weeks to gel together and figure out exactly what their teammate means when he says swing left at what time exactly. You know, milliseconds, it's all that matters in the game of Counter-Strike. So absolutely, this team needs to be at the top of their game and understand that their synergy, it needs to be there as well.
Well, let's see how this veto is going to go down between these guys and what maps we're going to end up on. I know either way, whatever happens, we're going to end up with a good game for sure. And okay, the ban's coming out. We're going to respect that straight away. That's normal. The Inferno and Nuke picks coming in with an overpass decider. And well, we've seen Chaos do pretty well on overpass if it does get to that way.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the challenge, right? Making sure you actually get there. And I'm a little bit surprised to see that they actually opt in for Inferno. Again, when we see them, I guess, matched up versus top tier opponents, they haven't necessarily fared that well. I mean, go back to the Liquid series, they got pummeled on Inferno. So a little bit curious about that choice, but again, Steel probably has, you know, some sort of, you know, thought process as to why they wanted to end up there. Maybe they've spotted out you know, bigger tendencies on the side of FURIA that are easier to exploit than
I know. I've got it, man. This is top tier analysis. They got wrecked and then beat Liquid, right? So they played Inferno first. They're planning to do the same again and then win Nuke and then go on to overpass and win that as well. See?
Damn, the reverse.
They're ready for it.
All right.
That's that top tier analysis. But no, I have to agree with Halvor here. That Inferno pick, although Steel, he loves this map, he generally does bring it out. He usually leans towards Mirage, and I know that FURIA are deadly on Mirage, but to face them off against Nuke, this is going to be really challenging because Art, that's his playground, man. Walking out that door, messing around with the vents, just keeping his enemies just on their toes at all times. That's what he loves to do. So I think Nuke is going to be so challenging for Chaos.
Yeah, it really could be.
I just really have a hard time seeing how Chaos are going to make it to a potential third. I really would have liked to see them play Overpass, but I guess we saw in the previous matchup, and also, you know, in the post-match interview that we had with Steel, the fact that he didn't necessarily seem as convinced about Overpass as a good pick for themselves as we did. So you know, obviously he knows what goes on in practice and whatnot, but they're going to have to come up with something special.
Yeah, they really will. Well, we're going to be getting closer towards the game right now. But I'm going to remind everyone at home and everyone in Twitch chat to make sure you get your votes in. Choose who you think is going to get away with this. Hashtag FURIA or hashtag Chaos. And you guys have surprised us with a lot of your votes before. We've seen it go completely the opposite direction to where we actually thought it was going to go. But generally, right, we've been kind of up in the air of this. It has been a crazy group. It has been crazy games across the board. But it's time for us to make our way to the break. And when we come back, we'll dive a little bit deeper into this match and then it'll be game time. It is nearly time for our match between FURIA to take on Chaos. And guys, we spoke about it in detail. Those map picks went in. Vendetta, you certainly were not sold on the chance of us getting a third map in there, right? You're definitely on this FURIA train with it. But what are some of the positives we can look at here for the likes of Chaos? What hope can we have? Someone give me some positivity for these guys.
You know what? I'll try to find the silver lining here, and that's the fact that even though FURIA have, you know, they're definitely not, you know, slouches on Inferno, they have had a couple of, I guess, mishaps. I mean, looking back at their last played Inferno game, which was versus Genji, that was a pretty significant loss. They've also had some ugly losses to the likes of MIBR, for example. So they're not perfect by any means on Inferno. And I guess that's maybe what caught the attention of Chaos as well.
Yeah, it certainly has. I'm going to say we're going to look at Twitch vote first now, right, and see where they are, because we spoke about it beforehand. They kept throwing us a curveball. Have they gone the right or the wrong way? And hey, all right, we're seeing a bit more of a sensible choice coming out of them, right? The logical choices have been made here. So they're on the FURIA side massively. Still 33% looking for a bit of chaos hope in there. But it's time for you guys to give your predictions on this. And Potter, you were just about to go a bit. So you give me your pick and why you're going for it.
I have to go with FURIA here. I think they're also going to 2-0 this, but I will say that if Chaos are able to steal away the Inferno, then Overpass, it's kind of up in the air for me. So, but 2-0 FURIA.
Ben, real quick for me, mate.
Yeah, no, again, I'm starting with the same one reasoning as Christine, really. 2-0 for FURIA, and that's just how it's going to be. FURIA are one of the top 2 teams in NA right now.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm on the same hype as you guys. It's got to be FURIA all the way. I believe that's the way it's going to go. And I don't think it matters if it's 2 or 3. Chaos might give us a bit of a showing from it, but FURIA, they look like the top dogs and they want a clean sweep of that group. But it's time for me to get rid of you guys for the moment. You get to go and enjoy and watch the game. I get to bring in our amazing commentators in Scrawny and Launders to talk this one through. There's more Canadians here next to me right now than will be on the server, or maybe making it all the way to playoffs. But guys, do you have a bit more hope than the analyst did there for Chaos? Is there some magic way they can make this work? You have. Oh, I hear him. I hear Launders fine. I'm hearing you. Scrawny, you give me your thoughts and we'll let Launders do his thing.
What Mohan just said, okay, I'm going to exchange this. Mohan says, I've come all the way around on FURIA. This is a team I didn't believe in too much. They were making bad economic decisions, but then they still managed to pick it all back up, and now they're going to win this one. And Mohan, you can take it back, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, so that's basically it. But then they kept winning. They kept winning rounds, and I loved Art's the one thing that Art said that just has like that I can't forget about is that he said we're gonna take them into the mud with us, and I love that. I think that makes it sells it to me so much more.
Yeah.
You know, they know what they're about. They have self-awareness. They're willing to take these fights.
Well, I'm gonna take myself into the mud because the game is ready, mate, and I love hearing your voices. But I'm gonna let myself enjoy it more. So I'm gonna go scrap around with them. See you guys a little bit.
Bye, James. James rolling in the mud. That's a mental image you're not going to be able to get out of your head unless FURIA and Chaos give us something to talk about. And I think there is still a world where that happens. On an individual level, we did see Chaos fall short once they got their upset versus Liquid. MIBR, with that combination of Fallen, Fur, and KNG, just most certainly outclassed them. And I think it's safe to say the same thing should happen here against FURIA, who have been very promising in this group. But what a wild world we find ourselves in, right? This format can be confusing if teams start getting ties, but let me make it just very clear for you. Chaos has 2 options. They win this best of 3, and they finish the group in first place, guaranteeing a 4th place finish at the very least. Or they lose this and are completely eliminated from the tournament, falling short and letting MIBR get through. That's the team that hinges on this outcome as well. If FURIA are victorious, both Brazilian rosters move through, and it's FURIA who obviously get that top spot. So it is all on the line here for Chaos. The last minute stand-in for the event, poised perhaps to create another massive upset and get that top spot. But it's over towards the B site that Art will be tested. Flashbang, not enough to stop him. He actually just cheats through the smoke and takes one with him. Now it's Henny at the bottom of Banana running up and getting rid of Vanity. I really like the points that Potter were making, praising Vanity for his input, for his impact on the team. Zeppa, are you kidding me? He's gotten himself 2 kills, a follow-up gush. Oh my goodness, he's gunning for the ace and he takes it. What an incredible play from Zeppa.
Oh, he's out of his mind. Oh my God. I can't believe he just did that. You know, with Zeppa, you hold out hope, you think for a moment, yeah, he could potentially do this every single time. I can't believe he actually pulled out the 1v.
Zeppa, with his luscious locks blowing in the wind, just rides in on his white stallion and
glocks them all in the face. That is impeccable. I mean, thank goodness the Glock has a 20 bullet mag, because it came down to the wire for that.
Call a pause.
I just can't. I just can't.
You can't be serious. You got to call a pause. They need to call. Like, there's no way. Like Zeppa probably right now. He's probably just full. He's probably head to toe adrenaline.
Yeah, his heart's beating through his chest. Man, I'm sat here with a stupid grin on my face after that one. What an awesome way to start the series, man. Okay, let's get it. Ace in the first one. And I mean, just, okay, all things considered, like, let's reset from that. Deep through the nose, out through the mouth. Think about what that's going to do for Zeppa moving forward. If he has learned anything in the first round of this series, it's that he can ace Furia. And that means they are mortal.
I don't think I've ever seen someone with 427 ADR. So, wow, that's nuts, man. Yeah, I mean, up until that point, they got destroyed. I mean, they got owned, every single other player, and he almost got traded out a few times there. And I'm sure Chaos are still a little bit concerned, and they know that Furia love to buy on these rounds.
Man, a round like that is just evidence that Counter-Strike really is a drug. Because I want another hit of whatever the hell that was. Come on, Henny. Give us something to talk about. Sat here with his Deeg, welcoming them forward towards Arch. It's very much the numbers game for Chaos. Bomb safely tucked on the back of Steel. All three players jumping around the Arch side, and that's going to give them a conversion point for absolutely free. Furia nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that'll be a clean plant. Yeah, they call the stack. I love the 4-stack on, 4-stack 1 spotting strat on the eco. You save the guns. So here they recycle armor. There's no way that they really lose players unless Furia run out of the site, which they don't have an incentive to. And Chaos just have to kind of stalemate, wait for the next round, and go up against a bit more money, but the same sets of armor, same utility, and same weapons. Do you remember like that time that Zeppa 1v5'd on the B site?
Yeah. Oh, do I ever?
Wow. And that's not a flash in the pan for Zeppa. I mean, he's basically getting 180R a match versus everybody.
Sorry, that was the same time that they were playing versus Furia with elimination looming above them, right? Just kind of like the most important
versus the top of the group
starting round of the tournament. Unreal, really, man.
Long hair don't care, man.
Feels good. Feels real good. But Furia, listen, silver lining of the last round, they didn't lose much. They go ahead.
They didn't lose anything.
All up. Yeah. It's really as little as you could lose. So Jonji with the clap back. Art tries to make something happen there on Banana. Gets a little bit aggressive. Mac 10 topples him. Vanity on a smack 10 of his own. This time, the Deeg will be victorious. And a chance for Quesorado to add another to the tally. But 13 HP for him as he takes damage. And this does start to corral Chaos over towards this B site Furia. They waste no time rotating their bodies over. It is Henny first and foremost with a weakened Jonji on the forefront. Smokes go through, incendiaries go over, so Chaos, it's a dangerous game for them to fully commit to this, but they decide to trudge on regardless. Yuri, 1 frag. Quesorado's still spamming the Deeg. Bombs to be planted on coffins, and it's covered nicely. Jonji making quick work of these kills despite being low health. Doesn't shy away from it, but Quesorado also barks back, and he bites just as hard. On the back of construction, denies Jonji the 4-piece. And he's looking for the headshots. We do have Steel tucked behind the skinny pillar. Now confirmed to be there.
He can hold him.
He's not
going to take any fight. Okay, he's gone. He's got the full armor to use for next round. So that's something nice. Chaos will split up, knowing that he has not slowed down at all. And yeah, they'll try again next round. A really good round from Chaos. They held down everything, covered all their angles, dropped the smoke in. Even if FURIA dropped the smoke in for the push, they were very careful about the CT push through specifically, and then also the construction push up to deny the plant. But still, FURIA got 3 kills, which is what they were looking for coming out of the last round, not reinvesting. So, you know, in this round, we're seeing K Serrato with just a little bit of extra money. In fact, he keeps his Mac 10 that he used, so he has a full buy still left over. It's a good way to weaponize somebody who's on a bad gun.
Yeah, 100%.
Put them in a close angle, in a dangerous position. Not too worried about losing them. Wouldn't want them to lose to another Mac 10, though.
Seems to happen. Vinny also kind of isolated back here behind the sandbags. He's going to get the first kill versus Jonji and takes Zeppa. Frag grenade at his feet. Drops him to 21 HP. But that's a great recovery so far. Job's not done. He could try and go one better. And if he does decide to force the fight versus Steel, that's the bomb carrier alone. So be cautious, Josh.
Yeah, Henny's in a tough spot. They're going to, if they're going up mid, I mean, he might get 1 kill, but the Halls player should trade at least.
Whoa, there's the first. Oh my God, Voltage. Welcome to the scoreboard. That was a scary moment for Voltage, as it didn't quite seem he could figure out where the hell Henny was firing off from. Listen, it's a fast flank from Vinny and Yuri already around the apartments. Voltage a little cautious that there could be players in pits, and this patience pays off for Vanity. Keeps his eyes behind, and now they look forward towards the site, but Yuri, he's coming in from the same direction, strikes him by surprise, anticipates Vanity, catches in midair, and FURIA are on the board.
My favorite part is when he repeaks. Vanity's like, are you kidding me? He like showed himself. He's like, if I get on the floor, we're in a reset. Yuri repeaks right away. If I switch my loadout, it's going to be because of Vinny. It's going to be because of Vinny. He is putting up M4A1S commercials every other round, man. He's so good with this. That was a 3v5, mind you. 1v2 at the end. His first 2 kills on Banana go the way of Chaos. K Serrato dying with the Mac 10, another player dying behind him. They're going for the V push once again. Vinny's up front.
Good stuff by Jonji. It's cost him his life a couple of times, but he is consistently opening up with these Mac 10 kills. Doing lots with little. Vanity, he finds timing. He 100% hears Yuri, and Yuri goes for the unnecessary jump, almost costing his life. Vanity, playing with the Molotovs, doesn't expect a second player to try and bail Yuri out of the situation, and Yuri's not even afraid. He is so low on HP, yet still tucked behind the hay bales, up close to what is Chaos's push. All 3 of their players trying to get in here, but it's all shut down. Zeppa, some sort of an answer at the least, but with nobody else catching kills other than Jonji's at the start, it's a second for FURIA.
Sad for Vanity because he dinks him through the floor, but it's tough because if he doesn't kill him in the air, he's trying to chase down that frag. He gets traded. If he doesn't shoot at Yuri, he might be able to swing on somebody else first. And Yuri jumping is like a blessing and a curse. He takes some damage, but he kind of compromises the position of Vanity, forcing his hand in a sense. So now Henny's looking down mid. There's ult players looking to wrap upon him. He'll support himself with this Molotov and smoke. It's actually a full Glock round already for Chaos, despite Jonji picking up the Mac 10 2 rounds in a row.
They were off to a flying start.
Johnny Mac, that's a good nickname.
Johnny Mac. I like it.
And as you mentioned, only spending $1,000 on the Mac 10 means everyone's life is valuable, but with the Mac 10, you're going to be a bit more comfortable with dying, and that'll allow you to do some crazy things that can make some CTs mad. I want you to remember that, Twitch chat. Everyone's life is valuable.
Everyone's?
Most people's lives, for sure.
Okay. Henny finds timing. Zeppa had just jumped. Oh, jumped out. Oh my goodness.
I
It's all
love
just so
those
quick.
snapshots, the ones where you don't even see the flick. It's like literally the shutter on a camera going off and you're dead.
Dead.
The one frame death.
Gotcha.
So sick.
Sick indeed.
Some kind
Look
of
at
kinetic
the
power.
Sergeant Zeppa's alone on site. That was Zeppa's first 1 versus 5 of his career. He's now won as many 1v5s as he has 1v3s in his fledgling career.
So he has one 1v3 in his career. Well, okay, yeah, I guess this is impressive because, well, it's not as impressive because his career has been like 3 weeks, but it's still impressive because it's a 1v5. Fallen got his first 1v5 of his career like a couple weeks ago.
What you're saying is that
was
Zeppa
true,
is
right?
on track. That is true. Yes, on the
yeah.
A site of Mirage.
You know what though?
During-
He's technically won another 1v5. If you guys remember the overpass game where he 1v5'd from CT spawn and he hit that off-screen flick onto the default box. That one he died at the end, but he still won the round in a 1v5 situation because the bomb exploded.
Oh.
So
Let's take a moment to appreciate the wild kill distribution going on in Chaos's camp. We've got 8 frags for Zeppa, the clutch factor, 5 for Jonji, the entry maestro, and then 3 total for the rest of the team. Actually,
definitely.
misspoke. 2 total for the other 3 players.
I'm sitting in the same chair as them.
Yeah? Does that make you feel like you're part of the team?
I feel like a professional player. Just like Zeppa this morning, me and him had 0 1v5s in our professional career.
Zeppa now officially a step ahead of you.
Damn it, I was so close to Zeppa for a moment there.
We're going to take a quick look at Zeppa's ace just to really glorify the moment.
Play it
Remember,
like 3-4 times.
look at Steel. He's using the warm your hands butt cheek strategy.
I do that all the time.
Not even to warm your hands. There's the 2. 3rd one back on the site. The 4th was the struggle. Oh, looks like he had 1 or 2 shots left over there.
It's a zero-sum game, though. The 4th one makes the 5th one look nicer. Because you use that last bullet flick after the struggle, and it's just the craziest flick, and he's all out of bullets.
Mohan, if you had been asked by James Banks to make an official prediction as our analysts did, all 3 of which went with Furia, would you also fall into the Furia camp?
Yeah, I think I did, but I think I was muted. But yeah, I predict Furia win the match, yeah.
May I say that I would also, and I have officially chosen Team Furia to win this in my DreamHack Pick'em competition. That's right. Make sure you guys still head over to DreamHackPick'em.com and you guys can try and win some awesome prizes. At the start of the day, I was still top 50, ranked 47th, in fact. That loss to Complexity, out of 2,000, the last I checked. Listen, man, top 50. Now, at this moment, I'm sitting at 80th because Big beat Complexity. That took me back a bit. And I saw a second Canadian in the top 100. Eli X, I see you, bro. You're catching ground on me.
This has become a bit of a personal war here with the leaderboard of the DreamHack Pick'ems. But if there's still time,
we are, James.
Connor's lost some ground. He's up to 80, I think. 80 out of 2,000. Is it only number 1 that gets a prize?
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the prize is participation. But I don't know where
He's
the
a
loser
loser
in
80th, I guess.
Do we
That's
hear
what losers
James,
say,
or is
right,
that
Scrawny?
the voices in my head again?
We're just having fun
buddy.
here, right? We're just enjoying you telling
Tell
us
me,
how well
James,
you're
I'm
doing.
assuming, I'm assuming that you were down in the green room with the
Yes.
analysts when
Oh,
that
yes.
1v5 went down. I want you to tell me, what was the reaction like in the crowd?
Well, one of them was getting food and the other one doesn't talk during the rest of it. So, you know, I can't say
Gotta
much.
love
but
the
I
online
enjoyed
green
it.
rooms, baby.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, it was like, you know, we take the first round, then everyone's like, quickly go get food, and then we'll be ready to watch the rest of the game. And then it actually turns out to be competitive and crazy, and you miss some amazing stuff. But I was here. I got to enjoy it.
What could you possibly miss in the first round of the match, right? Potter and Vendetta will be kicking themselves for that one.
Luckily, we've got you guys to remind us about it, right? And luckily, we get all the clips to come out from it. But this isn't a bad start, right? I'm down with this. 3-3s early on here. I'm impressed from Chaos.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, they won the 1v5 to get them the 3 rounds. And so I wonder, like, how bad it would have been if they didn't, if Zeppa didn't win that rounds. That's the only thing. But they don't look terrible. Like, they're definitely, they get that, they put on the banana pressure. They get the opening kill on banana sometimes. Jonji was so important when they took down Liquid, and he's been entering.
And the fact that Zeppa, right, just continues to impress us over and over again.
Yeah, you like that nickname, Johnny Mac? Because he's the Mac
Johnny
10.
Mac.
John G.
Yeah,
Mac.
I'm down. I'm down. Return of the Mac, Johnny Mac.
You're lucky. You got to name yourself after your last name because your last name's sick as fuck. But oh, whoops, I just swore.
Yes.
Well, okay. I don't know. I just got way too comfortable. I thought we were just like actually in the green room again. Okay. But,
blame me, Londers. It's fine.
yeah.
I'm going to hop out of here because the game's starting
Thanks
again.
for joining us.
I get to enjoy your beautiful voices some more. So take it away, guys.
Thanks.
Smooth,
See you, man.
Steady.
Thanks for checking in on us, James.
Appreciate that. I just got way too comfortable and swore.
Yeah, you did. That's all right, man. James came around. You know, we thug it out. Sometimes that's how it rolls. But we're back into the action. You didn't miss a beat, dear friends. Get your friends in here. Get your grandma tuned in. Make sure everybody's watching Chaos try and make a run for the money. Second upset, perhaps. Henny, gonna feel the heat. Oh, a second with that up close combat sniper. And we have Art back in from short as the bomb goes down. Now we do have Steel over towards the pit. Zeppa flashes out from short, trying to disrupt Art, who's honing in on him successfully. Steel, 1v3 attempt. That's his first frag in the map, trying to get across the kill feed. I love that he just changed positions while both of Furia's players were actually tucked into cover, so they may very well think that he's still back there. He almost finds Vinny hopping up, but no, that's 2 survivors for Furia. They're going to keep their round count rolling 4 in a row.
He wins that with an AK, no problem. It was a great reposition. The flash splits him up for 4 seconds almost. They go behind the wall. So maybe it almost works too well. He moved so quickly. And oh man, that's so sick from Henny. The guy that we highlighted so much has just been fitting into the team so well and hitting all his op shots, hitting the hard ones and the easy ones, which again, just feels like something that's developed in such a positive way for Henny. He's just more consistent all around. And I think fits into what's basically the axiom of the team, to bring them into the mud with us, as Art said, to quote him. Henny is the kind of player that's so great in the CQC, and also and now can like really thrive.
Yeah, he's gonna do it again to start off this one. Steel, a little bit slower out of the apartments than his teammates had hoped for. Disjointed timing really aids Furia in mowing down those kills with ease, just losing 1. Yuri, he was able to lock this one down. You see his head still turned as Steel comes out the doorway, but he had already done the damage. Chaos bleed out, and this is 5 rounds in a row. Furia, ever since that, like you said when James had so kindly visited us, that 3-0 start all hinges on Zeppa's 1v5, and outside of that momentum, it's all Furia, and their momentum spills over. Look at Art go, already halfway down mid.
Yeah, and watch them like not hold again. They heard him jump. Steel should know here. Oh, he didn't even know. Wow, but he reacted. Missed that a little bit. Double push down B. They want to get this information back.
Yeah, looks like Vinny's going to try and hammer home the kills.
We got to have a smoke behind him. Oh, but they come up quick. Nicely done from Chaos.
Yep. Jonji finding timing.
The Molotov fade.
Making sure that Furia can't throw a left hook and surprise him with another bit of timing, but that tempered aggression that Art does so well could have easily picked up some opening kills here. Like you said, Steel, I thought he heard the jump as well. The audio cue could have been enough. But again, you know, one of the things that we have to question when it comes to Chaos is the clearness and calmness of communication. You know, how many voices are all overlapping with that one jump sound that Art ends up making? The one jump that Still is unpredicted aggression. Peek out from the corner. Henny good for 2. Zeppa a double. And Yuri cuts it down to his 1v2 clutch attempt. Bomb trying to sprint to safety. Steel just gets around the corner. And they're going to head strong towards this A bomb site. He will most certainly find his plant. And it's up to Steel and Vanity to try and lock this out 1v2.
Yeah, Vanity doesn't know that it's gone for a mid-rotate, and Steel was the last person, and he needed to get the bomb there. So this gives FURIA a lot of headwind to move up quickly, and now he can play this 1v2. He probably knows exactly where they're playing.
He came in from this
is
exact
actually winning
position.
these fights.
Last time he had a clutch like this on the cards, same play. Same post-plant positions, and he gets the kill versus Steel, but luckily Steel does the damage he needs to assist Vanity in cleaning it all up. A 4th round for Chaos and an op retrieved before they move forward, but just one survivor.
Yeah, this is great work in the B. That as position from Johnny was so unexpected, but still, Henny hits that shot. That's so unreal from him. It can get scary, especially knowing that you're not going to fall back unless you nail this, and he still delivers. So 5-4 up for FURIA, but Chaos are definitely earning their way back into this round. It's actually impressive how well FURIA did, considering that first round, to come back in and win the next 4.
Extending on the side of the smoke here. Jonji, he's lost half of his health to just the nades. Art hungry for the opening pick. They're going to chuck the couple of grenades downtown. Does no damage as Chaos avoid it all. What? What was that Molotov? It burned inside boiler and then went back outside the door.
So it's just taking on a life of its own. So it's gone conscious. This amorphous blob.
Call the scientist.
Explain fire, please.
Ooh, speaking of fire, Art looking to start a spark on Banana. And the flames already being stoked here as he doubles up, nearly finding the heads of more players, but he welcomes them inwards. Missing his 3rd chance at a kill, Steel able to claw one back, costs him some health, but it is still the man advantage here for FURIA, and they split their numbers well. 2 to the B bomb site and 2 pushing down mid, but Chaos look to catch this. Voltage caught by surprise and still successful with the kill. This could have them screwed because Henny is supposed to shoot through all 3, but instead he also falls. Voltage, big 2K for him to be picking up here. Vinny already inside of the fight, nearly lining him up yet again, but it is once more a 1v2 to the favor of Chaos on this A site, and it's not Yuri but Art to try and clutch it. Voltage playing the same position Steel did in the last round. Here comes Vanity with the hard clutch. Chaos tie at 5.
There's a fight at every single corner, but Voltage stays 3 aware. He's there for the beat push. He's there in ult when 2 of his rifling teammates don't have their guns in and are jumping. It was going to be an easy 2K there if Voltage doesn't preemptively pull out his gun just in case somebody is there from FURIA. So very smart move by him. He saves the round entirely.
Oh! Later, Art.
Yeah, and another round that's a tumultuous start on Banana with just so much going on both ways, and it looked like Chaos, or just had grips on it again for a second, but FURIA pulled off the rotate, and it feels like it's pointless to seek out information when it comes to playing FURIA, which I think is the magic of Art, who comes back in for first, seconds, and even thirds.
That one solo pistol and Vinny at the B site, very passively back at CT spawn. So if Chaos follow through here with the full execute, I don't think there's any world where they suffer from a single hiccup. Yeah, they're going to follow through. This one's done for, dusted, and all too easy. Here comes Vanity, very much pinned in the tunnel. Chaos Dorado gets his hands on the Zeus. Henny tries to clear him out, but Chaos Dorado's already got the kill. So what are we working with here? AK picked up. That's interesting. That's definitely going to be worth fighting for. And because it's worth fighting for, there's a world where Chaos lose more bodies.
Yeah, it's a very curious positions to be in right now. It's a dangerous game that Chaos are committing to, with Steel going into basically their territory at this point, but not knowing exactly all the positions they could be in. Wow, that pre-fire is almost on the mark. He's got, oh, nice shot, and deals with both.
All right, Steel, we see you. Starting off the round with the whoa. Hey now. Almost dies in the end. Excuse me. Starts it with the wall bang from bridge through the apps. Watch this. Boop, boop. Sucks to be that guy, huh?
Yeah, true. Usually doesn't. Art usually has a lot of fun playing Counter-Strike. Whether it's running down mid, going for opening
who's
kills,
this guy?
Going back in. Not Zeppa-esque. Wanderers definitely has fewer clutches than Zeppa. In fact, his only recorded game, he had 2 1v1 attempts. He lost both. I think that might have been, I played versus Cloud9. I have like my total ADR in pro matches is like 60, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I played versus Winter Fox and Cloud9.
So I'm curious.
I was IGLing those, so it's all good.
On Liquipedia, of course, you have a profile.
We want a map.
What is your total estimated winnings from Counter-Strike? Because my estimated winnings is $56.
Well, got second place as Sivo main and semis and ESEA main, and
so like 20
played
bucks.
a couple of small, exactly.
About as much money as what FURIA has already lost in this round. Actually, they've lost way more. They bought out everything they could. This was a very crucial gun round, and so I should not make light of it. This is actually very important for Chaos to have actually picked up. So my apologies, guys. I turned your attention away from what was at hand. Seems like FURIA were caught down at the bottom of half mid and, of course, Banana. So again, the always constant aggression from FURIA, this time not working out.
That's true. And Chaos are willing to accept all of their aggressive gambits and just and commit to them as well. So I think what's nice is that they're willing to get a bit muddy too. I think that's the big thing here for Chaos. If FURIA decide they're going to play aggressively every round, as Vendetta pointed out, you can sit back and wait for their pushes if you want, but if they get a significant amount of map control, it can be hard to get it back. Cost you utility to use in your spawn just to get it back, and you might still lose the round. So instead, you could try to fight fire with fire, which is what FURIA want, but it's what most teams can't do. Pull that up, Jamie. I love that. Launders is estimated to have won $475, but that doesn't include the Canadian dollars Scrawny owes him for the FUR 30 bomb bet. Oh, damn. That's true.
Damn.
Did it. Yeah, that's
wow.
Yo, shout out to Elliot.
Calling me out, Elliot.
I like that.
Careful, man.
Like
I'm coming for you.
Dinner's on you tonight.
Yeah. Give me your address. I'll ship it to your door.
I did accept that bet with like a 22 kill half from FUR, so pay me my money.
Mag 7 on Art inside of the apartments. He's hoping somebody comes in. That's a great flash, but Vinny can't make the most of it. Can't help but feel like limited weapon there definitely doesn't help him. I mean, just the per bullet damage of an M4 would have certainly been enough. Art pounding the buckshot into the side of Vanity. Looking to pummel a couple other players through the smoke, but these T's back up a little.
It's like you have to call it, you know, somebody's running across mid, jumping, shooting a Mag 7, but at the same time, you ignore it. You have to communicate it. You have to entertain that this is happening in a pro match, but you don't want to spend too much time thinking about it. And he's already at B. He's already here.
Yeah, just sprints on over. Zeppa and Voltage trying to clamber back into the 2v5. Voltage going to try to gun down the man in the back of the bomb site. That one works. Hey, there is a world where this one works. He just has to fall back to coffins, maybe, get into a little bit of cover and isolate these 1v1s. If he can cut off the second man, that would be huge, but his scope's going to block vision of it.
Wow.
Luckily, he clears the CT cross. That lets him post back up, and sure enough, Yuri walks into it. And you most certainly know he has an inkling as to where Henny's got off to. He tucks back behind the cover, misses his one chance. Henny dodging down under the bullet and coming in time with the defuse. That's a 6 for Furia. Chaos still with a 1-round lead.
I think that would have been even nicer if they had just let Henny go all the way around. And they don't, mind you, they don't know where Voltage is, but if they had let him kind of complete his flank there while Voltage could have been at quad, you know, watching CT, not expecting that at all, then they both live, I feel like. But still, nicely played by Henny to catch him back. Nice attempt at the 1v3 from Voltage. And yeah, the odds shot up drastically when he got that quad kill with so much time to spare to plant the bomb and move to any spot he wanted to be in.
All right, round 14. And he's ready. Lets the first one cross, plucks off the second, and gets the op back up. Calculated to a T. Beautifully done, and a third. Henny's looking for the ace, but he's gonna get blinded yet again. He still survives because Vinny lends a helping hand. Jonji, with everything to do, finds nothing, and Furia tie it up at 7.
You know what, man? This is a sick match no matter what happens. Both sides playing really well. Lots of highlights so far. Man, Henny is so awesome to watch.
He was so ready.
Yeah, I can't believe he peeks right into Voltage and wins that. I think Voltage only was like slight after flash as well, so it was just a better reaction.
15-7 is Henny. And, you know, a part of this is what happened with Chaos versus MIBR. The opper of the Brazilian team coming to life. Fallen did a great showing versus them. Right now, Henny's doing the same. Ooh, baby. Scope up down mid. Voltage pops his head up. Sent right back into hibernation. Try again next spring.
And he's kind of reminding me of like a Wardell right now, the way that he's opping. Kendall in chat.
But Henny showed up on time.
This match did start on time. That's true. That's true.
Well-timed flashbang. Art in from the smoke. Not giving them any foothold whatsoever. Back versus Zeppa. KS Dorado pinned into the back of the bomb site. He forfeits a little bit of the site control itself, but it works out in the end. He'll trade Vinny's life for 2. Steel, last man up. Deagle and a MAC-10, 1v4 to close out this first half. A half that started with Chaos winning 3 rounds in a row. Furia answered back with a great streak. And then we got a second breath of life from Chaos, which was beautiful to watch, and it's nearly not over. Steel going down with a fight, but that's where we end this half, folks. Furia, a slight edge, a 1-round lead as they switch to the T's, and we'll see you after the break. back in action with 1 round between Furia and Chaos as they switch over to that T side. Listen, Launders, I want you to tell me, what are you looking out for in this second half?
I'm looking out for more of the same aggression from Furia and how differently Chaos will play their CT side, knowing they picked this map over Mirage when they got absolutely dumpstered on it. It seems like they've got a bit of a new game plan already. Nice double nade into logs to start things out. Don't even have to see the guy. Not even enough time to bury him. They've got to move around the map still with 4 players and source out where the last remaining T's are going to be. Smoke coming into the site, front side actually, to catch the boost. Deal. Suddenly a bad position.
Oh, wow. Vinny extends into the construction, takes Vanity down too. So the B defense that never saw a thing coming. Vinny's still tucked in behind the pillar. He's got a teammate to actually fire off the Glock, and that's going to draw the CTs past this corner more than likely. The old bait and switch. A cheeky trick. But that T-smoke actually screws over Vinny, so he's still waiting for them to come in. Kobe! KS Dorado follows with another headshot and finishes it with a 3rd. So that's 15 and 6 for KS Dorado, 9 and 7 for Fury.
Hey, Serrato, Connor.
KS Dorado, Launders. What about him?
Well, that's
What
nice
about
entry
him?
path. No, just K Serrato.
Oh, okay. Just simple as that.
Just the name. Yeah.
Damn. Careful, they're already close. Man, they're playing right on the other side of that molly, and well, Steel times the grenade really well.
Sickest part of it all was not using the smoke in CT. So it's like Steel just wasn't wearing pants. He's sitting up perched up on the half wall and completely blind. So he doesn't want to fall off. Thinks the smoke's going to land there to help him out. Gets flashed, and they take Khan's control with it. Makes him easier to hit and gives up control. A nice call out, especially for the 4v5.
Steel was just sitting inside of a smoke and nearly dies to the MAC-10. So he's going to have to take a further back position behind pillar. Going to be real tough for these CTs to lock down a bomb site using only their deagles. Steel's going to put in a smoke so that maybe they think he is behind it while he holds this headshot angle. And he does have cover enough to try and get a second kill. Gonna have to wait for the recoil to reset or for Jonji to lend a helping hand, but he comes up empty-handed, and Steel, with everything to do, dies to the MAC-10 as Yuri pushes through that defense, and the bomb will be planted. So too much to ask for of 2 B defenders with 0 team members nearby.
Kind of like with Chaos, we saw them do the similar anti-eco, and it worked kind of just as well. They worked that top of Banana really hard, but stayed around there, made sure to see if there was going to be any CTs to peek or flash, and then once all those threats were gone, just bullied their way in. And there was no time to rotate around, and meanwhile, Chaos can save these 3 players' head armor into the next round, and they can try it all again. Furia reached double digits. And yeah, it is a big question mark about the veto. I think as Vendetta brought up, I was really wondering about that as well, because it's not to say that they feel like it's unfair to say maybe our Inferno wasn't as good as it could be. That could have been the case, but their Mirage was so good that you wonder, why forego something that is great for something that could potentially be bad again.
Still limited. Chaos. Some tidbits of utility. Give me the nade bomb. No. Actually bounces back and then burns out car. Oh! Oh! 1, 2, 3. Steel's corpse blown up by his own grenade. How symbolic.
Oh, he didn't even... Oh, the nade just dropped because he pulled the pin, but didn't launch it. Yeah.
Goose-egged it.
Goose-egged it.
A little bit of tag damage here at the top of mid, but pretty negligible. Art. He's just going to get himself into the middle of the pack, and that pack heads strong towards Arch side. More damage being done by Voltage. Man, you just can't connect that final blow. But here's Zeppa, CZ ready, and Henny, the first casualty. And now, he's not even one of the 3 tagged up players, but Zeppa can't get anything more done. Vanity's Deagle does catch up KS Dorado, and now they're going to get filtered back towards Jonji. And if he can clap him with the P2K, that'd be great, but that's just the first one. And the player with more HP runs forward, dies. 4 HP here for Art. Chaos looking to cause an upset with the little they had to work with. Voltage did such a good job of doing damage. Zeppa with a crucial frag, Vanity the exact same, and it is enough. Chaos robbing one away.
Man, nicely played by Jonji. You saw the odds of him getting at least 1 kill seem pretty high. He's got a headshot angle. You don't know exactly that he's there, and they've got a couple of SMGs, so it might be hard to tag. But then he goes ahead and gets all 3. And I think Vinny plays it, Yuri plays it really well to go just up on the super high ground, to not play this headshot game, to make sure he gets line of sight, and then Jonji takes him down, who has even more health. So that's a pretty... He's never throwing that incendiary again.
Oh, I love this game.
This is a great match,
Something like that just really reminds you, like, yeah, okay, go ahead and win with just pistols, but we're coming back for you. Zeppa extends back into the arch side. Now, they've got to be careful because they're already sprinting up lane. Vanity doesn't want to get caught with a grenade. Still puts the smoke just in front of him, but he doesn't expect Henny at all. Still able to take that kill because of Henny's lesser weaponry. And Yuri, 1 versus 3 clutch attempt. They know exactly where he's at, and they have the bomb. So this is done for. FURIA, they try to throw a quick pace at Chaos, and they thrive within it.
Yeah, once they got that bomb, it was all over, man. Chaos are staying on top of things perpetually. It's hard. I mean, Vanity, this is such an important frag to grab as well. I mean, think if he doesn't get that and they have to worry about their flank on the arch on top of trying to protect the bomb and man disadvantage. So it's just demanding on a couple of very small moments that Chaos need to be aware that it's going to be a very fast-paced round and people are not going to be where you expect, and to make sure to land those frags, and he does it.
I thought Henny actually had less than he did to work with. Seemed like he still had some sort of a gun. But it was the positioning, really looking like Art in that moment as he rounded the corners of the A site. Vanity's going to try to dunk a grenade on this push. The flying Zeus.
Whoa. It looked like it was on him.
Yeah, man. I whenever I see that electric silly string, scares me. Zeppa covers over towards the balcony and then does his primary role of locking down Arch. KS Dorado can't even get out of the apartments. Man, even inside of the apartments, he's going to get killed. The jumping M4, the flying grenades. I don't understand what's happening in this matchup, but I don't mind because it is grade A entertainment. We are tied up at 10 rounds apiece, and we're on the backstretch of first map.
My favorite part is when they went arch this half. It's almost every single round they're trying to turn that corner as hard as possible. I actually wanted to try to point out that they're not using a lot of their smoke. Sometimes they're coming up mid, turning arch without using a single smoke and keeping them really late into the round. But then they end up just like everyone dies and they don't get to use them. But the thought is kind of cool. Kind of testing how much utility they need to use. Great defensive utility, on the other hand, here by Chaos, stopping Art in his tracks.
Voltage trying to get one as he flies through smoke. Very aggressive, yet again over towards A. Vanity's just going to decide to smoke himself off. Vinny inside of the graveyard comes up empty-handed. Yuri through the bomb site, just mowing him down. Running around like a madman. And all the while, they had gotten Vanity unanchored from pit. So that right there is a clean hit in the end from FURIA. Man advantage in the post plant. And it looks like Jonji's fishing for an opening. If he could take the head off Henny, then maybe he wraps into the bomb site. He's one step closer, but so susceptible to pit, as you've seen. Voltage has to run, and that's FURIA back in the lead.
I don't know about you, but I'm almost kind of shocked they even won there, because they, like, when they got on the site, when Steel got that first kill, I was like, oh wow, he actually just protected his pit player. There's a chance. and it seemed like they were in a pretty good spot, but then they find these miraculous trades at Yuri just rushing it around the box, running and spraying, knowing that he's got enough bullets to just like keep continuing. I mean, I guess, it makes sense. I was actually watching, when we were doing the caster demo review thing, I was watching some of the old games, old Counter-Strike matches, just some of the famous games like NIP, NIP Fnatic and so on.
Wow.
And the amount of running and spraying that went on back then was just like unparalleled. Get right. I mean, all these players, they'd say, like, never do something like that. We're just always turning corners full speed. Says a lot, really. Art has more Zeus kills than he does shotgun kills. Whoa.
I appreciate Elliot including the X27.
Yeah.
That was the scout criticism I had earlier. Yeah. I think I influenced this one. But that is pretty wild. What does that really say, though? That the Zeus is better than you think, or that shotguns
I think that says he should be using
thing?
more shotguns, probably.
Mind you, we did see him with that Mag 7.
That's a good point. Yeah, in this very game, jumping across mid. Maybe it's because he uses every gun like an op that he probably shouldn't use any other gun.
God. Flying balcony door Zeus attempt. I'll remember that one. John G, be careful. There is Art on the other side. John G thought he had a little bit more room to work with, but that's going to be a huge kill because FURIA are looking to clamp down on it. And Steel has a Molotov, but it's a little bit late. Vinny's able to get through, and so is KS Dorado. Steel gets confirmation of this, but Zeppa not quite ready for it. Steel understands that he is compromised because Vinny's just killing all the rotators, but at least Steel stops Bomb. Just the one kill for him, though, and Voltage too valuable to try and risk this clutch.
I feel like we're probably both thinking the same thing there, that Steel, he makes a really heads-up play by not just sitting on the site, but coming out wide when he sees that smoke land front site where he knows construction is going to be taken. And he attempts to help Zeppa, but they have gone so quickly that he doesn't have time to get there. And then Zeppa ends up dying because there's two people facing him. But in general, the positional move made a lot of sense. And I think a lot of players would have just gone back to quad, hope their teammate fragged out, and then just played for themselves. But he tried to be a bit more selfless, just smarter about how to approach it. Fortunately, it didn't work out. Voltage is alone.
Oh, whoa.
Oh. It's another situation where basically if Art does his Art things on Banana and he gets the kill, they have a really high chance of winning. Because they just know how to press that advantage to a finish quickly as well. We're seeing rotators dying in the spawn. They just simply don't waste time.
Thing is there too that Vinny, he takes the headshot from Zeppa, gets the kill, and then extends into CT, cutting off the second rotator, even though he had like 10 health to work with. So Vinny, not afraid to fight to the death.
Yeah, and he's kind of the Crims of the team, right? He's like one of the least aggressive. I mean, maybe Yuri is, but they both have their moments, but they're just very, very, very consistent CT side at holding angles, multi-fragging from one position, and picking up slack.
Voltage, that single weapon here for Chaos. He takes one shot at CT spawn and then immediately decides to run rampant and rotate over to A. A wall of smokes to completely counter off Arch, so even his rotation is going to leave these A players all alone. Zeppa yet to pull the trigger. Now that he's close, he gets his hands up onto the AK, and he could find Yuri. He knows he's in the graveyard and has the grenade to flush him out. Yuri dies, burns to a crisp, and this whole round's in question until now. FURIA able to get back control of it, but there was a window of opportunity smashed open by Zeppa and Zeppa alone.
Yeah, good point. Good point. The one shining light. Voltage in a safe situation once again. It's so funny because he was saving last time versus the B take. Now he's saving versus the A take. He's missing out on all the action.
I mean, that FURIA...
don't fight the op if you don't have to.
Yep. Avoid it where you can.
What do you like about FURIA?
Well, it's an extension of what you just said. Don't fight the op if you don't have to. The moment he shot at the B side at the beginning of the round, you saw how quickly Voltage tried to get over to A, and you saw how much even faster FURIA throw out those two smokes to counter him. They had a smoke on the left side of middle, and then also over towards Moto. So even if he played patiently through library, it's not like that op was going to make any attempt at the A site until the smokes fade. So Zeppo was very much stranded, all on his own, finds the timing, plays the trigger discipline, gets the AK. I mean, the man's doing all the work on that side of the map, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, I love that it wasn't just a flash in the pan with that pistol round. He's up to 20 kills, definitely trying to pull his weight. But all this to say is that if you don't enjoy a nice, cool, refreshing can of Monster Energy, you're not going to be able to keep up with the speed at which FURIA approached the game. Acting on the smallest bits of information. One op shot initiated a site take on the other side of the map.
Whoop.
Oh, nade missed.
Freaking gravity.
Of course, we both had something stupid to say.
Some things never change. Jonji puts down the molly, and Art's gonna cross right through it. Smoke grenade blocks vision, but Steel, wild spray through smoke, welcomes Henny in. Jonji and Zeppa, side by side, trying to prevent these T's from wrapping around construction. That would give Vanity a little bit more space to work with as he comes through the CT spawn. But Art, he's going to tuck onto the coffins. Crosshair offset by Zeppo. Wild wide swing, and Vinny with the two-man spray down to keep the man advantage here for FURIA. Bomb already a third of the way gone. And Vanity's trying to work up from the coffins, but he's getting flashed. He's popping shots. They know exactly where he is. And by cutting down his teammate, he is screwed. Just trying to survive at this point. It is an inevitability that FURIA take 14.
Literally all you can do is, I mean, but you've got a force, obviously, but you've only got 3K on 2 people after this. Another entry into B. A slight miss grenade by Jonji could have had an impact potentially, but it's not like anybody else got kills.
I thought Steel died to the player who was right in front of him, and I was confused because I thought it was Art. Turns out Henny just slams a shot through the smoke right between his eyes.
Right. He was spamming the coffins and then Art peeked him. Holy. Yeah, that sucks.
Not for
It's
FURIA.
not to have to die like that. Oh wow, Chaos are saving. I thought that because they had a couple of buys that they would just go for it. I think many teams would. Cool to see though. Cool to see.
Art again leading the charge. Jonji's just on the other side of the smoke, and Art wants to maybe wait the. I take that back.
You said
Art's
Art
not
and wait
waiting
in the
for
same
anything.
sentence.
Yeah, that was my error. Yeah. He waits for no man, waits for no smoke, shoots through it, but Steel tucked into the depths of construction. Art not going to turn his attention, finishes him off with what was left in the magazine, and this one's done and dusted. So 5 map points for FURIA. Chaos with tempered expectations here in this 25th round. They let it slide and decide to play for OT.
I think Henny gave him a chance. Looked at him. Nah, save you for later.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. I want you to have this moment. Someone comes b-hopping across your screen.
You know, I feel like unfortunately for Zeppa, playing FURIA, it's going to change his expectations of what professional Counter-Strike is like. You know, you have how many games of Pro CS under your belt, and at least for this first map, it's just players jumping across your screen constantly. You know, this is a different type of Counter-Strike that FURIA play in comparison to so many others.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's actually staying on par. Everybody is 4 people are tied for 21 kills right now in this match. Only one of them is on Chaos though.
Whoa, Art. You're a madman. He just offers up all of his health, has 17 HP, and the only benefit is that he's going to get the drop on Zeppa. But of course, it's going to work.
Wow,
because
of course it's
going
to work. Because it's Art,
does work.
And he leaves too. He kills him and he gets away. Of course he does.
Doesn't even stick around for the funeral.
You know, I think, you know, even having the rifle has unlocked different potentials that he's had. You know, allowing Henny to op means he can be even more reckless.
Ooh, Voltage. Struggling to get to the double digits before this map comes to an end. Jonji. As white as Hugo Byron. as that flashbang completely screws over the arch control and compromises the B bomb site. Steel, he is tucked in the back of construction.
That caught me off
came
guard,
and
like a
found him last
flashbang from Art.
Steel ready. Here's the first player cross. Art could be cut down with a single shot. Steel, oh my god, cheats past and blasts back Vinny, the tail end of the caboose. Art is still inside of the smoke, so Steel should now be the victim of the surprise. Sure enough, down he goes. But the bomb. Oh wait, Steel, he dropped the bomb. That could be huge. Vanity in for the 1v2.
Oh, they can get the bomb and go A. If he's Oh, he doesn't have time. He has no time. He's got to walk past
than he has
take
health.
the fight. Yeah, he can already cross plant first oranges probably. Yeah, and then
he comes off of it. He's going to try to go for the kill. Outplayed.
Yeah, straight up. Vanity let him go for it. That's yeah. Honestly, he could have planted, and Vanity still wouldn't have been able to catch him. But if he was first oranges with such low HP, probably would have died no matter what. So spammable, of course. But yeah, nicely played by Vanity. Just came through, pulled back, and yeah, never use art and wait in the same sentence. He's not going to play the long version on that round. He's going to try to come up with a kill if you want the fight.
Just really goes into the narrative we made about FURIA not wanting to play in post plants. Apparently that's in CT and T side.
Yeah, true. The joke
If
is
I can't
obviously
win in a minute 45, I'm not gonna win.
I don't deserve it. Yeah.
Voltage, slight angle to work with. He gets fully blinded, stuck around for a second there because he saw the tantalizing kill that could have been. Vanity at bat drops bomb, knows that he could be wrapped around from Arch, but it's the entirety of what's left of Furia coming straight at him. Penny on the top of the hay bales. Enough to cut him down. Yuri gonna tuck into the graveyard. Penny gets the AK through smoke, but Steel lands the op shot. That is huge. 2v2 for them to work back around. There's so much utility still for Chaos to play. They can Molotov off the pit. They could block vision with their smokes. They could even throw Jonji or Steel through the apartments to go for that God Flash and try to time their push outwards. The one thing they won't have is any sort of an arch wrap. So Yuri's just going to stay tucked in, and he has to hide or catch both by surprise. Finishing off the first, he's just buying time. He burns the clock. He takes the round. That's FURIA with map 1. Jonji, cross your fingers. It don't matter. 16-11 here on Inferno, and Chaos fall short. 5 map points is what FURIA had to work with, and it only took them 2.
I think the other day I asked you, what's the team you just wouldn't want to play in a Pro CS match? And you said FURIA, and I kind of scoffed at it. I'm like, what about, Astralis if you were just going to lose? Well, yeah, I'm starting to see your point, man. This doesn't seem like a very fun game of Counter-Strike to play unless you're on FURIA.
Sorry, man.
What is this?
Just enjoying the moment.
I like that. I have a
flavors of FURIA, baby. The aggression, I can't.
They're the most fun. They're the most friggin' fun team to watch right now, and I'm sorry to Chaos. That's a tough match to lose, and it just only got harder.
The only thing we can hope for is that it's only going to get better after the break. Our analysts will dissect Inferno after the pause, and when we return, Mohan and Launders and I will see whether Chaos can cause the reverse sweep yet again, or if they fall short versus FURIA.
All three of us.